All right, so what we're gonna do is work hip adduction, Pails rails. So if this left side is the one that I'm practicing on, that I want to improve range on, it's gonna be on the down side. You know, I'll start by rolling over onto my side, keeping that hip down. For the non-involved side, I'm gonna bring this knee up and over to cross the front of the joint line. Now, I'm not gonna rotate my pelvis posterior because that's gonna make it easier. So I'm gonna make sure my emphasis is, rolling forward onto my pelvis. And if I need to, I can walk myself up. That way I can get, max kind of flexibility and tension in that outside line of stress. So from here, I'm gonna start thinking about, breathing into the joint space. I'm gonna, breathe in through my nose, out through my mouth, rest and digest, diaphragmatically. That way, tissues have a chance to elongate and they're not, fight or flight where they're, keeping tension in the line. So we're gonna allow everything to start to relax. We're gonna breathe for the prescribed amount of time. Then we're gonna initiate our first contraction. So our Pails contraction is gonna be into the floor. So I'm thinking about all the tissue, all the way on the down side of my body, pushing as hard as it can into the floor to kind of maximize as much tissue contraction as I can on that outside line of stress. So I'm gonna start off with 20% and work my way up to 40%. Again, you're feeling the outside of my foot, outside of my knee, outside of my hip pushing into the floor. We're gonna make sure we're keeping our pelvis oriented towards the front. I'm gonna push down into the floor with this other leg. And I'm gonna start to contract my quads. We're at 60-80% here. Push, push, push. Breathe. Push as hard as you can tolerate. You're gonna do it for the prescribed amount of time. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then you're gonna start to zero back down to 0. And now I'm gonna think all the tissues on this top side of my hip are lifting up to the ceiling. So they're lifting up, everything's contracting from the foot to the knee to the hip is pulling up to the ceiling, up, 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 lift, 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 lift. Max contraction, 60%. Whatever you can tolerate. 80%. Max effort. Whatever is comfortable for you. You're gonna do that for the prescribed amount of time, then you're gonna zero back down and relax. So you're gonna do that for the prescribed sets, reps, and time.